Oh, what's up, Goku? Oye, ve. At the sneak. I'm tired today, though. I had to get up early. Hi. How you feeling, Goku? Good. I'm tired. I had to get up early and I went to sleep late. But it's all right. It's all right because tonight is game night, so that and it's just gonna be brain dead Grand Blue grinding. I'll have a decent little break. Goku, you want to pack my house for me? Mm-hmm. Okay. If that's it, I could let you. Make a function. We'll call it layers. No. Bruh. Oh, bruh. So rude. That's rough, homie. That's next. X next if she'll pack my house for me. I don't think next will. I feel like next will say something off the cuff, like I'll just burn your house down for you so I don't have to move anything. This will be. I'll just need every layer to get. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that's what they would say. I don't. Oh my god. I just like, I don't even have that much to pack compared to what I normally have to pack, and I'm still just looking at it like I don't want to pack. I have about a month, a little less than that, because we want to be moving in. As long as nothing pops up on the house, we want to be good. Um, like be in there with all this stuff. I'm like, oh, hey, all right. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Watching next build Gunpla, and then somebody else I know is gonna build Gunpla. Like, who want to get like more SD kits, but now that we're moving, I have to wait. But I think what I might do is that after the move and after like actually get the corner that I'll set up in the room, I might see if, like my old man has like a leftover phone or something he doesn't use, and see if I can set that up for a camera. Because then if I get a Gundam kit, I can just stream building it. It'd be kind of cool. Though I'd probably have to get like a nicer table. I'd rather not have to like. Well, I guess it'll be kind of clean, but I don't know. My desk is a mess. Oh, no, layers. Oh, right. Dot between the append. Hmm. Yeah, but you append this. Oh my goodness, how many times do I have to click? Okay, like so that works how it's supposed to work, but why didn't it work for the append? Oh, I know why. Brain. Braining. I put the wrong thing. It's not layers, it's letters. This is what happens when you make like the start to an argument be this like similar. Okay. So this works. So this will return the stuff. The point is I need to figure out hmm, because a layer 3D is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then a layer 4 deep is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then a layer 2 deep is 1, 2, 3. But how do I make that like hmm. How do I code it so that it knows? Nobody knows what I'm hmm. This way we'll know like how many like it'll just pick the letters out so I don't have to like guess that every time. Pretty easy. There's probably like a import thing I could use off of that. Oh. This exercise doesn't ask you to write any functions. Well, that's too damn bad. You're getting functions. Oh me. Mm. Writes out a square of letters to specify these apples. Do we assume there will be at most 26 layers? Yeah, so it's supposed to be if you put in like a number that'll dictate like how many layers, like how many layers deep, right? So to the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Which I guess would be. Oh, okay, I can actually do that. It would be go. Yeah, because it'll always be 1, 2, 3, 4 to the middle from the edges. So that I can use that for writing it. Hmm. Oh, I can just double the number and subtract it by one. I think it'll always be that. Yeah, because 3 times 2 subtracted by one is 5, and that's how many layers are in there. 4 times 2 subtracted by one is 7. Yeah, so you can just take the number, uh, of lines equals layers times 2, and then you subtract 1. And then that should always give us like how many layers across it is. Well, that'll give us like the height, right? For sure. I mean, I'll probably rewrite it, but like this is the height for sure because that's how it maths out. Because since it's always increasing by 2 when you go up by 1, right? So you go from 5 to 7 to 9 to 11 to 13 to 15. Yeah, so so if the layer is 1, then obviously it goes to 1. But then starting from that, it goes up by 2 for every 1 that goes up. So a layer of 2 goes to 3 lines. A layer of 3 goes to 5 lines. A layer of 4 goes to 7. A layer of 5 goes to 9. And that always maths out to number of layer times 2 minus 1. All right, so we have the height and we have the letters that are going to get pulled in. Uh, it's like, oh, I need to track another number. Oh, I guess that height could work. Okay. Okay, so we have the height, which will always be right. We have the letters that it'll pull. So if it's 5, it'll pull 5 letters. If it's 3, it'll pull 3 letters. We tested that, and it'll put a list. The perimeter must always be the last letter on the list. Where's the matrix? Oh, hmm. The topmost and the bottommost layer should always be should only ever consist of the last digit on the list of letters pulled. So in this case, it should all be C. The layer there should be should be the last letter filled. Is there always the value? One, two. No, it'll always be like the 5. So it'll be the 1, 2. So 7, and subtract by 2, and subtract by 2, and then add 2, add 2, add 2. Uh, for I in range of height, for I in range of height, damn, how did you do this? I think I might be going about it the wrong way. We might not need the row number. I'll write this first and then I'll figure it out. I could also go into negative numbers, right? That's one option. Right, so like in here, it's like if this if this is equal to that, or -3, it'll do this. You can just set it all the way down. I was thinking of making something that it'll like subtract it, and once it's a certain point, it'll start adding it. Because like for instance, in this one, it'll be like let me see, 3. Actually, you still might be able. Oh wait, no, it has to be height, not relators. Because number relator is gonna be something else. Ooh, how do I do this? Hmm. Actually, I can't because I can't hard code this like that. Ah, another. I need sword. You really are like just telling me to fuck off. 1, 2. No, it goes 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. 3. Oh wait, no, never mind. Yeah, this works. This works fine. Which means we don't need this then. Never mind, I had it right. I psyched myself out with the height thing. Alright. Mhm. Wait, goes all the way to the top or the bottom. Interesting. Hmm. Actually, no. We should make use of height because we can set that as like a break parameter for the loop. Oh no, I could probably do it for loop instead, right? Like how I had it. There's the num cop. This one. The problem is that it won't work. Like if I do it the loop, like it's like if I do it the way I'm planning, and I have to know ahead of time what it is. It's not gonna be acceptable for that. I need to figure out what it's gonna like how to code it in a way that like regardless of what they put in, it'll still make it. Which I think is still probably just gonna be for loop. Yeah. They really didn't pull any punches at this one, did they? Also wouldn't work for this because it still wouldn't be like deep enough. I think it would have to be like the height, right, range of height. Because that'll do the actual full value up and down. And then hmm, I guess we might need the row number. I don't need this. That's not gonna work either. Hmm. I need to figure out the string that's gonna decide it. Mm. Shit, how would you do this? I feel like I've done this before differently. As a square, is any discernible pattern to figure out what each row would look like? Realize, yeah, A's, B's. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I feel like this. Oh fuck! Did I not save it? I feel like there was an exercise in the past that how to do this. And it took me a while to figure it out, and then I figured. Mm-hmm. I feel like I had the same exact issue. Like I don't know. I'm getting like a huge sense of deja vu here. Like I've done this before. Like in this program, like the MOC thing, but I can't remember what or like when it was. And I don't think I saved it. If I did save it, I saved it under something that I don't remember. I can't recall what it is.
Hippity hoppity, you are you is my property.
What's up, Zach? Welcome in. How's it going? Have you decided what you're gonna use your ticket on? Mm-mm-mm. So I've decided. Yeah, same. All right. I think we have like the initial steps of this down, right? So we know the height, we know the letters that we need to work with. So we have that. Um, the thing is, I don't know how to get it to print what I want it to print. I know it would be like if height equals, or like row number equals height or 0. Then we want it to print love me all this time. You were right. Either no, because unfortunately this run I haven't gotten any copies while I was just clearing through the levels last night. So tonight, well, I'll probably just blast like mindlessly 90 until we get four of them. I think that's the one you farm, right? Like level 90 or whatever. Just blast through it for the weapons. I was mostly just trying to get the crystals out of the way, but unlike what was it? The previous EXO where I got pretty lucky and I think I got like two or three weapon drops along the way of like clearing it. I haven't lucked out this time yet. Love me to my bone. More than 90. Oh, I just didn't. Uh, is it 80? Yeah, I don't remember which one is the one that people say to farm for the weapons. Is it 80? I don't know. I think I usually just. Well, I think it depends on the element. Usually, I think I just do like 90 if I can one tap it or two tap it. I have to see like what my strike time team can just delete, and then we'll probably just work on that one. Yeah, see, this is the problem. Is that I can't do this setup if it's not going in. Mm, what number I bro. That one's fine. Oh, I call it my like quotation strike time team, but when I say that I just my relic buster teams. Because like usually I just have them quick call Bubs, relic buster, whole team Ogi, one shot. That's what I call my strike time teams. They're not like actual strike time teams. They're 4-man strike time teams. Because a lot of, at least I well before now like the times aren't too bad, but before the strike times were at weird hours for me, so I never really got to use them. That's why I would call them my strike time teams. They're not like legitimate ones. But yeah, whatever like dies to Bubs plus I guess just Relic Buster Wampon is probably just what I'll farm. So that's like 3 buttons. Pops. Oh, how do I do this? Is the row number? No. Fuck, I can't do a number either. Maybe it's not the right number. Maybe I need to probably focusing on the wrong thing. It's probably the layer that I need to number layers. -3. Oh no, I can't even do that though. Will negative height work? Yeah, that should work. No, God. Oh, I feel like I'm confusing myself because I'm like, all right, break it down. What do we need? What do we need? Okay, backtrack it. All right, we need to make. So we know the letters we're taking is 3 from the alphabet. We already have that done. Write a list. Uh, we have that. Uh, distance of row or length of row. We have that. Uh, row. Not done. I'm the dog nut of the day a couple days ago. Corona streamed 36 hours straight to beat Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door in one sitting. That takes 36 hours to beat. But she's a pretty good Mario player too. Damn. Like Dog is a gamer. Middle. I feel like I'm drawing a blank on something I should be able to do. No, I feel like I Wait, the spruce tree, right? Actually, let me look at the square. I mean, the square of hashes could probably still help me figure it out. I could have sworn I saved those, but I don't know what I saved them as. I didn't save it. I guess I was just being dumb. No, I had to save this. Hmm. Bro, on the RPG station, every time focusing only on main stories on powers. That's fair. What's up, Zach? My brain's melting. The big thing that's poking me up is how do I make it? Oh, which letters to type without like hard coding it? That's a problem I'm running into. It needs to know when to do 5Cs versus 1C, 3Bs, 1C versus 1C, B, C, B, A, B, C. back to 1C, 3Bs, 1C to 5Cs. And I'm drawing a blank on how to make it. I don't know how to get past this part. This part was easy. I feel like the most frustrating part is I feel like I know how to do this, and it's just like my brain's just drawing a blank. Maybe like for range length. For range length. Mm-hmm. 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 Range length. I need to find a way to make it know without hard coding it, but has to use the variable of the input to know when to change what letters are where. And for some reason, out of all the things I've been able to do, I can't figure out how to write that. Like the only thing I can think of is like do like row equals 0, right? And then do for range of that if row equals 0 or row equals length, then it's just like print. But the problem is that like that's easy. That's just the two extremes. How do I make it do everything else? How do I make it? I was thinking that maybe if I divided the number by 2. But the problem is that like Python by default rounds down, not up. And I didn't really want to import something to deal with that. If I make this 3, 2, 3, 2. No. Oh yeah, it does. It'll round it up to 2. Is that what I want? Wait a minute. Am I psyching myself out? Oh, it won't work for the. Actually, no, it won't work for the other one because 2 divided by 4 is 2. This not gonna work. Bro, I'm getting so tripped up on this and it's pissing me off. It's pissing me off because I feel like I know the answer. It feels like, you know, when you're looking at like a jigsaw and there's like, you kind of see what it needs to like look like, but there's still like a couple pieces missing and you can't just like tell which piece goes where or even where those pieces are. Like, that's what I'm fighting right now. Side of 250 Colossus. Good choice. Good choice. Did I really not keep any of these? I told myself that I was gonna keep all of the like more complicated ones. Let me do a refresher on setting up like stuff. Okay. Oh, because I need to make another function. The line takes in num string. So then, if it's different, and we have a function that calls that in. Oh, that's supposed. Hmm? Oh, it's strange. Derping. 6. Doing what it needs to do. Mm-hmm. 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 Boom. Line number equals 0. Well, number is greater than or equal to 0. Line number plus equal. Line number divided by 2 not equals 0. Line 1 equals print chest line. This is what I was missing. This is what I needed. Because it'll be. Well, it won't work exactly. It'll work after that. I think it'll work in. Will it? Because it's always going to start with the last letter, right? So if like whatever we print will always be the layer will always equal the like the first letter and the last letter will always equal the last letter of the list, right? So making some headway. The thing is I needed to to know how do I tell it when it's not for like whatever number because it's not always going to be like an odd number, right? The examples are 3 and 4, but the number of layers will always be an odd number because of how it works because it's a square. So I think we have like the initial thing, right? Where it's like if the layer equals or if yeah, if like the because like what I was thinking, right, had been to do like if like let's say the layer depth is 3, so you go if layer equals 3, blah blah blah, whatever it's gonna do. Then you do like minus equal layer minus equal 1. Then you go else if layer equals 2, do whatever it's gonna do. Layer minus equal 1. And it's like elif layer 1, do whatever it's gonna do. Layer plus equals 2, or plus equals 1. But the problem there is that then it just turns into this like infinite loop between the two inner layers, which is a problem because like how do I make it go all the way back to 3 and then stop? Which is why I was thinking initially do like negative numbers, right? Where this will be uh minus equals 2 because it'll just jump straight to. I needed to make it jump straight to like -2, right? So this has to be like minus equals 3. So this will be out of a loop. So by the time it gets down here, the layer will equal 1. So then you subtract 1 by 3 becomes -2, which is how then this becomes or layer equals -2. And this one, well, I could also just do -1, but I feel like this is just better for, right? Because in that way I don't have to worry about adding it and it just keeps going negative. And then it'll just be like uh for I in range layer. Like it just does this. I keep forgetting to get out of the parentheses. Also, Zilliard, I need you, instead of trying to take my UBs, I need you to take fucking Yugu's UBs, because she just refuses to give me fucking swords. I'm just like, give sword. She's like, uh-uh. I'm like, give sword. She's like, uh-uh. Have heart. Have fist. No sword. Oh wait, no, right? It needs to be number. Hmm. Oh, that's why. Yeah, I'll just say that doesn't work. Oh. Yeah, see, that's supposed to work. Why is number getting ridiculous? This is supposed to like, this is supposed to be an immutable object. No. Wait, it works here. So then why isn't it working here? Do even more fists though, not the swords. No, you see, because we take the UBs, that's what gets turned into the swords. So we'll just like forge the swords out of the UBs. Trust the vision. You got to see the vision. The fingers, like sword hands. Without the fingers, they're not sword hands anymore. Okay, why isn't this working here? Oh wait, no, this is printing. Never mind. Being dumb. Oh. Okay, never mind. It does work in here. That's 3, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3. Okay, that works. Oh, I guess actually I just realized it never goes. Oh no, it does go to negative too. Oh, it's because it's for I and okay, I know why now. Oh, because I turned them off. I was like, wait, what? No, it's still. This should be running 5 times. Why does it stop here still? Oh, is it because? Okay, there we go. That was the problem. Okay, so now it does 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. So what we do is for I and range length. All right, we move this over basically. So the number, if the layer equals, right? So if layer equals layer, it does something. Else if see, but the problem is that it's still like I still have to know how many layers it is. Like it's not gonna be flexible. 'Cause, like if I put a 4, like if I put 4 into this, it breaks. I'm like 90%. Like it doesn't do what I want it to do. Yeah, like it just bricks because oh, it bricks, right? Like it only works with the number 3 because that's what it was created for. I think this part is fine because this part's fine. The rest of it is where I'm kind of like hung up on. Mm, Mm-hmm. The only thing I can think of is initializing on like another value, right? For row, and have that be like 0 or something. And then just have it also like plus equal. And then just have this just subtract row instead. And then if it's just like num minus row, it does something. But I don't think this is good. Because definitely the negatives won't work then. Hmm. Number is greater than or equal to 0. My number plus equals 1. Hitting it like now we'll do length. Well, length is greater than or equal to 0. If length equals I guess itself, but that's not gonna work. Guess we could just recopy this because this is gonna be the max. Length equals 0. Length the equivalent to basically itself, or if it equals 0. Or like, well, the max value, because we're going to be reducing length, so I can't make it be like equals itself, because then it's always going to equal itself. It should just print like letters. I'll figure out the letter thing later. That's like else if it equals 1, if I'm mistaken. Right? It should always equal 1 if it's going to be what like where the middle point is, right? So we start from 3, it's like 3, 2, 1. 1 is A, 2, 3. Well, technically 3, 2, 1. Well, it'd technically be three, five, four, three, two, one. Yeah, see, that's why it has to go from one. But it needs to work off of the number. But the problem is I need it to have. I guess I could just two while loops next to each other, right? So break time. But even when I do an hour and a half, it's the break time still coincides with when the brain juices start flowing. I just think my break timers are out to get me. I am convinced at this point they are out to get me. Like I'm just convinced. I'm just convinced that my brain is actively trying to trying to sabotage me. It's like, yeah, do 145. Trust, we'll work. We'll work there. We definitely won't be ready to put juice in like when it's break time. Trust. It's like, oh, I can't. My old brain is trying to sabotage me, bro. What do you do? What do you do? Mm-hmm. Start a fire. Golden when you let it burn, let it burn. Uh, it was kind of funny. So I did get up early today because I went to go find late like Christmas presents because like I was what was it? I generally like house sit because it's cheaper, right? Like I don't we don't have to pay for boarding or anything, and my parents usually don't do the trip in like a day. They usually do it in like 2 days because they're old. And how close am I? I need six more. She only gave me like three anima today. Stingy bitch. Uh, so like they usually stay at a hotel on the way there, and so you'd have to pay extra, right, for space for pets and blah blah blah, whatever, whatever. So I'm always just like, you know what? I need enough space for all three of us to be added into there, plus their family of four. It's a bit of a shit show. I kind of don't want to take because usually when they go, like the shortest they've gone is like a week, and there's been a couple times where it's been like a couple, like almost once like every month they've been going to visit, which is great for them. Like parents get to see grandchildren, but for me, I'm like their family, but that's a bit more than I want to see them. And I didn't, and I was just like, I don't really want to take that long of a break from. Oh, also, I Ultimate Mastery can go, and I'm building up the stock again, which I'll probably just use on. I think I might just use it on Cryosaur. Honestly, I think I might bump Cryosaur over Spartan. Anyway, getting sidetracked. Um, what you call it? I usually stay home because it's just better. Like I don't feel like taking a like oh well because like last time they went it was uh like 3 weeks or something they were gone. I was like I don't want to take that much of a break from uh from streaming, and it would just be a pain to try to even just focus on the coding stuff while over there and stuff like that. Bro, this grid is old as balls. Um, so I was like, you know what, I'll just stay here. And so originally the plan was my parents had gone for Thanksgiving, and then it bled into like the beginning of December. So then they got back. I think it was like a week before Christmas, and so my brother was like, "Oh, you guys coming back for Christmas?" And they're like, "That's a bit too close. Like how much stuff they have like for them to be traveling that consistently at their age." Uh, so they stayed here, but the plan had been that they were going to go uh oh no, she's a galleon, didn't I? But they were gonna go visit like I think it's supposed to be like second week of January because like I don't know how spread out in like Hispanic culture it is, but at least for like Puerto Ricans, we have a thing. We have like Christmas, but then we also have like Three Kings Day, which is supposed to celebrate when like three kings came to visit baby Jesus. Uh, but like so usually what happens is you get like one extra gift, and so the plan had been they were going to go uh around the time that would have been Three Kings Day, but then the snowstorm hit, and then my dad has appointments that he can't afford to miss. So my parents were like, "We'll just go end of January," which also happens to coincide with all the house shenanigans, so they can go check the house stuff and get that like figured out. Um, and so I was like, "Oh, I guess I'll just go find presents for the kiddos then," which is what I did today. So that's why I had to get up early today, and I think it might be part of the reason why my brain's so dead. What else do I have in here? Wait, what's in my Kengo? My Earth Kengo grid. I really should just duplicate that minus the main hand. Oh, that's still in. Oh, well, that's still in there because I don't plan on uncapping the other fist because it's not 5 star. Until I get the summon fully transcended. I use the dagger. Well, because this is Diaspora. I don't need like half of this shit in that other grid. Uh, what's on that team? I just lost the sword in here. Where's my Baja sword? Oi, Baja, where are you? Which I found it was really weird because like Lego kits have been getting really expensive for a while now, and I found oh I never finished upgrading that. Embarrassing. I never I could never find like the small Lego kits at like a decent price. They'd always be like $15 for this like tiny little piece of shit. So I was just like I always kind of just gave up on it. Um, Today, like I was going, so I went to Target, which is why I had to get up early because here there's like one Target and then everybody and their mothers goes there. So Ma's like, if we're going to Target, we're leaving like early because I don't feel like dealing with that shit. And I'm like, understandable, have acceptable. I'm with you. Uh, I found a little Boba Fett with like a mini fighter Lego kit. That was really nice. It's not gonna get built until I get to the new house because I don't want to build a Lego kit just then have to like take it apart, find a Ziploc to put it in, hope I don't lose it. So that was pretty cool. And I found some stuff for the kiddos. I couldn't find exactly what I wanted because usually like I don't know now, but when they were younger, like my brother was on this stand. He's like, no video games, even though my brother was like the reason I got into video games. I don't fucking know. He's weird. And apparently he's like rescinded that since then. But I was kind of the like his wife was like, please don't stop giving the girls something about video games because they go to because they're like I guess it's like half homeschooled. Like their mom has all the degrees and was a teacher, and then they had to do this like program. I don't fucking know. I went to public school and military schools, so I don't get how that shit works. But they're just like she's just like yeah they can't hold conversations when it comes to video games because their dad doesn't really let them. And so I was like, what's that? Tell my brother to fuck off and do what I want. Thumbs up. Got you. Don't worry. So that's kind of always my shtick. Oh, actually, I don't even need a Relic Buster. I forgot I have Uriel. Oh wait, no, never mind. But then, so I always got them like little Pokemon things along the way. I really liked it, and I'd had a pretty good track record of being able to this isn't gonna one shot it, is it? Oh, maybe Octo. I probably have to actually take Fiorita out and not make it just like a meme grid and put like Via maybe. But anyway, um, I always get them like little like something, right? But I couldn't find anything for Pokemon this time that was pretty good. Edge. Uriel, do your things. Like buttons, kill it. Yay. But I did find I got them this little these two Lego kits that are whatchamacall them? Uh these two Lego kits where they're like those 3-in-1 Lego kits, right? So you can there's enough pieces to that you can make it into like three different things. And I saw one that was like a dragon that could turn into some other stuff. And there was like a unicorn one that could turn into some other stuff. So I got them that. And then there's like these $3 plushies that are kind of cute. So I got them that. And I went to the Dollar Tree. And then I tried to see if the Dollar Tree had these little things. You know, sometimes Dollar like I don't know. I grew up going to Dollar Tree all the time, and you find little like well, I mean, it's not a dollar now. Now it's $1.25. Inflation, crazy, wild, honestly. But their toy section was like bad. Like I'm like looking at it like it was like an aisle and a half, and I'm like, bro, what is this back in my day? We had like 3 hours. But yeah, so that's what I was doing today. In case anybody was curious, why I had to get up early today. Mm-hmm. I need to finish like oh, this is my only account because I don't even know if I can log into my alt. I think I remember. I don't remember what the password is. I tried like the 3 different passwords, and I'm like, it has to be one. It was like none of them, and I was like, oh, well, I'm fucked. Like, where is my god? Let's say, does Gallon has Unworld, right? Or is it just mess? That's just mess. What has Unworldly? Okay. Do I not own any? Wait, what has? Wait, something has to have Unworldly and Earth. There's no way nothing has Unworldly. Also got like a beard. It's really weird because like on my regular skin, I don't really have dry skin problems. I used to have like really bad like dry skin on my elbows, but nobody really else. And even that hasn't really been a problem since I was like 12. But like I get really weird on my scalp. So I've been trying like some stuff, and so a lot of there was a lot of beard stuff that was a lot cheaper than the last time I went. So I grabbed some stuff to try it out. Hopefully it helps. We'll find out. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what I could try? I want to try the dagger. All right, where was I got completely sidetracked with what I was doing. Oh no. Are you shitting me? Beatrix is conditional, that's conditional. Wow. Earth, I think, has the least amount of like unworldly Ogi damage characters. They literally only have one unconditional. None for the 200% charge bar ones. And then none for the holiday characters. Oh, well, none for the turn one conditional ones. Like turn conditional ones. Like they have stacks and they use the stacks and stuff like that. And then you have Earth Beatrix, which I think you does not have like a single button way to do it. Because I think she has to be red HP to be able to Ogi. Yeah, is 50% or below at end of turn. Gain Immortal Blue, which is what you need to Ogi. So you can't use that. And then the other one's Holiday. Hello. Which requires her to not attack for a turn to get it. And the only one with like unworldly Ogi damage is Holiday Europa, who I do not have because I only have Summer Europa. Oh, I never realized it. Earthbeast Struggle Bus. Anyway, I'll probably have to like fiddle with that later. Break time was over, so it's time to get back on the grind. Oh, hello. I should have commented what I was gonna do. I don't know. All right, let's see. So while number is greater than or equal to 0, if length equals that number, or if length equals 0, because that means it'll be the first line or the last line. Oh, actually, that wouldn't work though. Now that I think about it. Hmm. Yeah, this was the issue I had with the while loop. It has to be length. That's based off of. Well, the only thing I could think of like was the other thing, right? Was like make 2 wild loops. Length 2 equals 0, and then you just do length 2 plus equals 1, and then you like come down here and you just make another while loop, where it's like while length. But it wouldn't have to be that, right? Like it would just be like while length. Well, I mean, it would be whatever. Like I'd just get rid of the first length, right? While length 2 is less than or equal to 3. This one would have to be 1. Less than or equal to 3. It would it would run this loop. Well, actually, no, it would have to be like greater than it. Would it be greater than? Actually, now that I'm like typing it out, I'm like, I don't think this would work either. Oh no, yeah, it would work. It would work the same. Greater than or equal to 1, right? Because then it's just gonna count down. And if something something, it would print. Well, it wouldn't print whatever. I think I'd probably make it call another function and then have that print. But just say like print 5. And then it would just do length 2 minus equal 1. And then I'd just make it where if length 2 equals 1, and it just like breaks out of the loop. I guess I wouldn't even need to do that, right? I just need to make it be like greater than 1. Because I don't need it to go all the way back to 1, right? I just needed to go like 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Like in order to get it to do the entire board. Right, so like this would just be like 0. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Make this be number. Wait, why do I have layer equal number? Oh, because I guess I was already thinking of it. Or equals the number. Print, it'll like print whatever. Layer not equal. Or it would do layer minus equal 1. Length plus equals 1. Else if layer does not equal number, I need to do something with the layer number. If layer equals 1, which that'll be every time regardless. It'll just be then else if layer equals hmm. See, this is a part that I get caught up in because doing the top, the first and last line is extremely easy. Doing the line in the middle is also easy. but doing doing the line for like in between that'll fill them up. That's where I kind of get stuck on. Because I need it to send information so that way it knows how many letters to pass from the letter list and then how many of each letter passed to put into it. Player equals mm, player equals what? Because I can't do like this is where this doesn't help me, right? Because it's like this was pretty easy to tell because I needed it to like flip. So and all that really mattered was um the starting thing, which in this case it's always going to start with the same thing. Right? So it would be like will always be uh letters num. Like it'll always start with that letter and it'll always end with that letter. But how do I this is why like sometimes these more abstract problems like I struggle with because sometimes it's like it's hard to make it make sense to like just I feel like it may I don't know maybe even like a trained brain but like when you're new to this it's like and you're trying to because it's conditioning you to think outside the box which is the whole thing with coding and it's like when you're starting out you're just like I don't even know where the box is right like I don't even know what box I'm in I didn't even know I was in a box to begin with I thought I was still outside of the box like so then when it makes you have to do these sorts of things it gets kind of I'm just like it's just like bro you spend so much time just thinking and problem solving which isn't necessarily bad but it can be mildly frustrating so we have the top and bottom plus the middle right because like layer actually I don't even need to initialize this here because this will always be the same the start point for that will always be this so you can just initialize that there and you can just send it in the function So frustrated. Because I feel like I should know how to do this. Like this one's not as like this one's like a different sort of frustration for some of the earlier problems. Some of the earlier problems I get frustrated because um because I was just like, bro, there's like no way they actually showed us like how to set that all up. But they did. Right? And like in some cases I'd like work through it and be like, oh, they did. But then like but it'd still kind of be frustrating because like I have there's just no way. But then this one it's a different sort of frustration. It's like I like part of my brain is like we know how to do this. But then the other part of my brain is like, well then how? And then the previous part's like, but it's there. And it's just like, what do you mean you don't know? Oy, oy. Oh, that's an interesting trick. Guy suggesting to just use the array and then fill the array. I don't know. That's like, I mean, well, to be fair, they don't say that there's a wrong way to go about it. Because like if it's to just make an array and fill it, we did that with the Sudoku, which is it's to be honest, it's what I was thinking of. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, this is kind of like a matrix that you can set up. So like for instance, we could just go and snag from the Sudoku one this, right? Where it makes the this grid, like this array, that's all blanks. And then we can like fill the array with what we need. But I feel like that's so inefficient though. Like you're gonna make this array, then replace it, and it's like like I feel like there's just a better way of doing it, of just doing this and having it I can't believe I spent like 2 hours. Like, I feel like I should have figured it out by now. It's just like it's that problem though, where it's just like I probably should have just moved on by now and gone to the next one, but like I feel like there's like this one piece that's just missing that if it just falls in place, I could do this. And so the stubbornness in me doesn't want to like move on from this. Hmm? Oh, Alright, I didn't make it print, but it still works. I know this works. I'm gonna call this one alphabet square. I will call it like letter square just to save some spacing. And then this one, sure. Oh, used to be letters. And we need to know the length of the row, or the range of the row. Which actually probably doesn't even need that. Just pass number layers. Which would then be, well, layers is greater than or equal to negative num layers. No, because that's not. I just need it to shoot back the row. So it's probably not going to care about number layers. Do like row length equals. This one's probably where I do the number layer times 2 minus 1. And do for range. Row length. Casi up a little bit. Actually, I'm almost out. Probably next break. Well, actually, next break, last break. Like, it's the break before ending stream. I forgot to refill it when I went to go use the bathroom before stream. Oopsies. Don't be like me. Letters 0. Or actually, if range letters right. All right. All right, so I don't need the range. I just need the length. What am I doing? Why am I doing range? Tomorrow at this. Yeah. Now I'm just doing stupid shit just because I'm dumb. All right. So that's not what if length of letters equals one, i.e., it only passed one, it's print zero times row length. Okay. Which then it's else if. See, this is where I get tripped up. Like, this function, it'll just pass. Like, I'll pass a letters alphabet that consists of however many letters is required. So, for instance, if for instance in this one, if layer equals that, then it would be a letter row of letters uh number layer with like the number layer, right? Which means if I pass letter square some layers. Oh, where does it mess up? What did I fuck up the writing? 8. Right. That one. List index out of range. Out of range. Oh, because it'll be 2. Hmm. I mean, -1 will always be right though. Like regardless of what the number is. Sometimes we don't need that. Oh, but it's gonna print it here, so that's why I print it twice. So we don't need it twice. Yeah, so now it's like as long as I like it doesn't matter what it is, this will always like it'll always pick the right thing. So we know so this is like I know this works how I want it. This like this first part works how I want it, this first part works how I want it. The problem is like from here. Because here it's like if equals 1, it's letter row or letter and the number layer. Yeah. Which I mean, this now means this works the way it's supposed to because I haven't like passed more stuff in through it. But as you can see, it doesn't print anything here because I haven't told it what to do here. On this one, it would be if length of letters equals num layers. Oops. For I in range row length. Plus equals the letters yeah, the problem is that I need it to go from the end of the index internally. Go backwards. It needs to start from -1, then go all the way back to the beginning, and then go from the beginning all the way back to the end. And I can make it do one or the other, but I can't figure out how to make them do both. Unless I just do this. Something like that. Uh, row letters plus equals. You can make it start from the back. What is like 90% of the answers for something is always someone just defaulting straight to imports when there's built-in tools that work. Especially when it's like a general beginner asking the question. You really shouldn't just jump straight into being like, here, just import this. Like, they need basics down before they can do that kind of stuff. Oh, uh, I was looking at it. I'm like, what's wrong? And then it's like I missed an entire thing. I was like, what do you mean it's wrong? And it's like, well, mellow. It's all purple. There's no like, there's nothing breaking it up. It's obviously wrong. Oh, I'm glad I didn't. I wasn't lazy on doing my Paragon host yesterday. The free treasures are over. Hmm. Oh, it's not gonna make it to one because it's starting from. No, it didn't work. Hmm. Yeah, the only part that's right is like here. This was supposed to be C, B, B, A, B, B, C. Oh no, it's supposed to be C, B, A, B, C. Sorry. I didn't even do that right. Hmm. Yeah, so it gets this part right. That doesn't work, does it? Oh no, it's just I spelled it wrong. No, yeah, it's. I wrote this incorrectly. Hmm. Oh, I guess it's because it's going backward from here. Maybe? No. Alright, so it goes to CBA. Oh right, it's this isn't alright. Yeah, I see now. What's the problem? Oh, that's not gonna work. Um that too. Definitely isn't two because I put in an extra A. Hmm. And then even that'll move it. Hmm. Mm. Yeah, special. Mm-hmm. Oh, right, that. Man, like this is. I did not expect to have to spend 4 hours on this. It is. I don't know. Like I don't know. Like it's so annoying because it feels like I can know how to like I can figure this out, but then it's just like I don't know. My brain just keeps blanking on the most important part to put it together. That's kind of mildly frustrating. It is kind of amusing though because some people are kind of saying mentioning that it seems kind of weird to put that at the end of what they did put it at. But I think it's just because it's like I'm thinking this is like the end of the entire part. Yeah, it's like the end of the entire part, and they're like basically forcing you to go back and kind of look at everything else and figure out from there how to do it, which is what I was trying to do earlier. I was like reading back and trying to see if I could figure out. The problem though is that it feels weird because the way like it feels like they should have put this like by matrices instead when they were teaching us like how to do the matrix, not like the neo matrix, but you know the numbers ones. Because what people were saying is it's like they like Well, they're saying to import like ASCII things, but I'm just gonna do this instead. Copy it. I'm not too lazy to write this whole thing again. So do this, and then it's like yeah. You do that, and you like initialize an array. So you do like you do that. Oh, I did two equal signs on accident. Actually, I don't even need to like do this, right? I think if I start with just an empty list, I can just do range of a number. Oh wait, right. Oh well, it technically shouldn't have to. I think if I just print, if I do this, it doesn't need to return anything. Since it's a list, it'll mutate it. Yeah, so then it makes the length of the. Oh, actually, it needs to be more than that. Yeah, it does. Hmm. Yeah, that makes the 5. Which means we probably don't need this in here. Need it here. Get rid of this. Just make a number. Do this. Or it won't be print, it's return. Yeah, so then it does that. And then it returns the letter square. Which then we can do the other thing, right? So either the letter square. I think it needs one more value. Probably the number, what it needs. God, I can't believe I'm spending like literally the entire time on this one thing and I still haven't even gotten close to finishing it. I'm still like, I spent like 3 hours trying to figure this out and I'm still just at the starting line. That's how dumb I am. Letters, they're square. I think it needs the number too, because of the index. Hmm. Wait, or there's square. This is where it gets tricky because it's it's still like it's so weird because I can understand how to initialize like I've read like 6 different ways on how to do the thing and I don't want to like copy and paste it, so I've just been trying to read what people advise. Like I've been trying to read the stuff that people don't just straight say it, right? Like they'll just be like, these are the general steps you can take to make it, and then try to like figure it out from there. And it's like, oh, I can see like the start and the end, but that middle part where it's like, how do I make it do the middle, like not the middle line, but like the lines in between the outer lines and the middle line? Like, how do I make it do that? Well, to be fair, I also didn't know how to make them different. That's altogether a different issue. I wonder. Wait, should I send length? Uh, so it'll loop through the array that we set up. So it'll go through each individual, and then in the list, I need to give it a thing. If hmm. I'm honestly just like running in circles to trying to figure this out. If if I do this, it should like it'll put the last letter at every single beginning and end, and then we just need to figure out like the middle portion. Um, hmm. I should have just tackled this from like a matrix point of view from the or an array point of view from the very beginning, honestly. Oh. Just say. Append the current letter to the beginning. I can't call it letter. Letters. I guess letter square. That's length. All right, so that doesn't work. Hmm. So this doesn't work. Hmm. I thought for sure this would work. Oh, actually, no, it won't work. Right. Hmm. Oh, it won't work for that. Oh, it's just so frustrating. I feel like I've just wasted a whole day because I've just been staring at this and just been running in circles. Oh, it's so annoying. I literally feel like I've just basically just wasted my whole day on this. That's actually really. Oh, that's actually really, really smart. Oh, fuck, that's genius. I gave up and decided to just look at the actual like codes that people have, and I wouldn't say genius, but it makes me realize like just how dumb my brain is for not realizing it. Right. So there's a guy that what he did, what he's like, look, you know the amount of letters that you want is dependent on this number, right? On this number, whatever it's going to be. So the length of the list of letters you make will be this number. So when you make a string, like, well, you know, the full width of the string will be the width will become the number times 2 and then subtracted by 1, right? And so he was just like, well, the way we know is that when they show up in their respective strings, like depending on what they are, like I still have to like, I'm still gonna finish reading through it. He went, well, the amount of times the letter shows up in the string is their index index times 2 subtracted by 1. Why? Because the index of the letter equals the number, right? That they need to be worried about. So like if we're talking about the first string, the index of the last string, right? The index of -1, or like the last digit, will be the number. And it needs to show up the entire like length of the thing. So you just do this for that. Then on the second one, right? It's it still works when you iterate through the list, because what happens is that when you move into the next one, right? So like for instance, this will turn into 5C's, right? Because C's index is 3, 3 times 2 minus 1 is 5, which is the width. When you move to B's index is B's index is 2. The index of B is 2. How many times does B have to show up in the thing? 3 times. So the index of B times 2 is 4 minus 1 is 3. So then it gives you the 3 B's that you need for the next layer. Now the point is that you have to, you know, add the C's at the end of it. Right? And go from there. And the same thing for well, it won't be, well, actually it won't work completely perfectly. I think about it. Wait, no, it's not 3. The index isn't 3. The range of it is 3. How would you do? Yeah, the times 2 doesn't work, actually. Another thing about it. Actually, thinking it out, actually, no, it doesn't work that way at all. Because the character's index is 1 less than what it actually is, right? So, like, C would be 2, which then wouldn't work out. Because 2 times 2, yeah, because then you get the 3. Never mind. Seems pretty good, straight up, but wait, how does this work? Or actually, no, it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Wait, no, yeah, it does. Yeah, I gave up on trying to figure it out myself, and I'm just gonna take the code and kind of break it apart, like what people put. This is exactly what you want. Holy shit, how do you do this? We have the letters, which I could have just done them all in a string. I just did them in a list because I'm dumb. Layers is integer, obviously. Okay, and then the characters is the letters from the beginning, the layers, which I did. Does this work? Okay, so he took this, flipped it. Alright. So we get rid of this. This is ABC. So since he had that next to it, hit the wrong button. So this flips the whole thing. Okay. Then we have CBA. Okay, so we know how, so you get how this works. Make a list, the range 1, the layers plus 1. So you get 1, 2, 3. And then oh my god, you're shitting. Okay, so for ion indexes, which will be 5 total, and then it'll be 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. It'll go 5 times, and then the line will equal the characters up to this. So it'll be, for 1, it'll put in the line. So for the first line, it'll have the line equals so for this one, like 1, like for the first index, right? So for 1, because it'll pull the 1 out of here, and it'll go, okay. For 1 in the index. Bro, compared to like all the other shit that like people have been putting out, this is such a clean way to handle it. Like I like everything else I've seen was like 3 to 4 times the size of this, and this guy just like this guy just knows what he's doing. At least in this regard. There's also one of the guys who's like, I'm not sure why they put it at the end of this, but here. See, this is what was pissing me off because everything that he does is something they've taught. Like this is something they've learned, or whoever this person is. It's something that's been taught in this course. So like I know it. My brain knows it. It has that information in there. But I just didn't understand how to take that information and apply it to this problem. So what he's doing is he made the letters with a string. Ask how many like layers you want. With the layers in, the characters that it takes. This part kind of tripped me up a little bit. I didn't really understand because the only time I've done square bracket was working with dictionaries. So I didn't know you could do this for strings, which is kind of interesting. Because basically what this does is this first part makes sense. Well, like both of these like separately make sense to me, where it's just like uh he's taking the letters that they made, and then going from the start of alphabet up to the index, right, of layers. And this is where it comes into handy, the whole up to but not including, because in this case, technically the third index is D, but it doesn't include, but with the way Python works, it doesn't include that. So it'll stop at C. So you're still going to get the 3 that you want. And then he put it in, like he flipped it. This part kind of tripped me up a bit when I looked at his code. But basically this is the equivalent to just doing like equals cars -1. Like it's the equivalent. Like that does the same thing. Or at least it should. Yeah. Like it does the same thing just in one line. Oh, this is so smart. And then the part that trips me up is I don't quite understand how the rest of it works out. Oh wait, no, yeah, I do. I know exactly how it works out. Oh, that's so smart. I know exactly how this works out. He takes the line itself to use. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, okay. This makes sense now. Doesn't make sense to y'all because y'all can't see it. You'll see it in a little bit. Well, you can see it over here, but you'll see it in a little bit. Well, actually, it might not make sense even if you guys can't see it, but unless depending on the person. But what he does is, right, so we make the line. So for line 1, this turns into C, right? So this becomes C. So then what he does is that with the rest of it, right, with this line in particular, what he's doing is he's going, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take the line that we already have, which is C, and then we're going to concatenate onto it another line that is the last digit, or like the last character in the line itself times the layers minus the length of the line. So in the case of C, we have we already have C in there. So it's going to take this, which is going to be C, then multiply it by layers, which is 3 minus the length of the line, which should be 1. So it should be 2. Where do we get the rest of it from? I guess we'll just run it, see what it shows us. Oh, oops. Forgot to, like I can like half see what's happening. Oh, okay. So yeah, so it's working how I was saying it. So the start of the line starts with this, and so then what it's doing is it's taking the last one and then adding onto it, right? So this is 1C. This goes, okay, we're gonna take the last character, and what we're going to do is we'll take the length subtracted by, like, take the layers that we want subtracted by the length of the line that already exists. So in the length of the line, what we did was it was just in this case the length of the line is 1. The layers we want is 3. 3 minus 1 equals 2. So then what it does is it takes the last letter and then it adds 2 more C's to it. Like, we're just talking about the first line, right? So now, so like this adds 2 C's. Like, this is what this is doing. It's adding 2 C's. So now we're at 3 C's in the first line. Then comes the last line, which is this, where what this is doing is it's telling it to look at the line itself, which is now 3 C's, and then append it like in the reverse order, starting from the first index. So basically the way this works is what we have, the starting point, what we have now in the line is 3 C's. This is therefore telling it, take those 3 C's, start from the second C, and from there, slap it onto the initial, to like what we already have in reverse. Or technically, like in the, like, you know, just flip it, which in this case it's not really obvious because you're like, well, it's CC, CC, but it'll flip it and then add it together, which then just turns it into the 5 C's. And so that's how it constructs the lines together, which is sick. Like, I am so much more impressed with this than I am with any of the other ones I saw. Because all the other ones just had like really, not all of them, but they had they had some pretty, like, they were like pretty long lines of code. One guy was like, oh, it'll take about a page. It's like, and then there's this guy who's just like, there's this, because like it becomes more apparent the deeper you go into the list, right? So the starting point for the third line, right? Like when we get to 3, because you have to remember what it's looking at is indexes, and in indexes we have a list that is 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, right? So what it's doing is that when it gets to I, it's pulling out this number from the list itself. And it's working fantastically for what we need, because we need it to hit already finished that. We'll do our daily Gamba Colossus of whether he'll kill our teams or not. It's so yeah, so what it's taking is that it's going, okay, so we'll go to the third one because that one's a bit more obvious on this end of things of like what it's doing. So in the third one, it's going, okay, so I is 3, line equals characters, which is up here, which we've already told it to be CBA, because we took the letters from the beginning till layers, and then we flipped it. He just did it all in one line. So it goes, okay, so this line is now CBA. Then we go down to this line, where it's like, we're going to add to the line. We take the last letter, which should be A, right? And then we multiply it by layers minus the length of the line. Well, the length of the line is 3. The layers we want is 3. So therefore, this doesn't add anything. This adds nothing. Because multiplied by 0 equals 0. And so since we're telling it to add this and it doesn't care about that and it's a string, it just goes, all right, this is nothing. We carry on to the next line. And then on the next line, we do what's before, where it's like, okay, we have CBA. I want you to flip it to ABC, then take BC and put it and attach it to our line, which already exists, which then makes CBA BC. And it's so smart. It's so simple. It's so smart. Honestly, if I had found that, like, we would have been done forever ago. So it's pretty good, honestly. This is such a really smart way to do it. I need to keep this as like a thing. I'd say thank you username, but it's a deleted account. So thank you, mysterious deleted person, for helping me understand how this works. This is so smart. That's so good. That's just so good. Yeah, unfortunately we can figure it out on our own, but we found someone who knew what they were doing. And it's seeing this is like so it's like I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, that's so cool to see like someone come up with it. Because this is literally just using all stuff that they taught. That you should already like you've already learned throughout. Don't have to make arrays, don't have to do anything. It's literally just the simplest. All you're doing is you're making a string, you're slicing it, and then you're combining it with slicing methods. Like that's all it is. Like and like see that's someone who like if they were like an instructor or something probably would be one of the best instructors for something because it's so easy to look at a problem and go, oh, here's this like you know 20-step way of how to solve it. It's like with like more complex things, like for instance there was a guy who's like, hey, just make an array, which is what I was doing earlier. And it's, to be honest, it was my initial like thought because matrices were in the previous part. And I was like, okay, yeah, we can make a matrix and then we can replace it. But like, this is like so much better because he's taking very basic. Well, the other one is people being like, oh, import this, import that. It's like, bro, if they're doing this and they're at MOOC, which to be fair, a lot of people were like, here's like the actual specifics. It's like super beginner stuff. Like we have imported. So actually, I don't think we've imported anything in MOOC just yet. But it's like it's a problem that's so easy to solve, just like this. And this is kind of like why it's hard sometimes to find information on the internet for when you're starting out on something. If someone's not there to kind of like show you where to look, because like for instance, Stack Overflow doesn't piss me off, but it annoys me a little bit because like I'll try to find a simple solution for one thing that you can literally do by yourself in like 2 or 3 lines, but I have to sift through like tens of responses of import this, import that, import this, import that. It's like I get it if like, and even then in the questions themselves they'll be like, hey, I'm learning how to do this with this method. What's a way to do this? And people will still be like, oh, don't do that, import this. And it's like, yes, we get it. In coding, it's like don't make something that's already been made. Just use what's there and available, right? If it is cool, but that's not going to help, you know, build basics. Which this is extremely basic, right? Like he just made a string with A through Z. He sliced the string up depending on what the people wanted, flipped it, went, okay, the indexes is the list of the range of 1 to the layers plus 1, so that way it gets all of it. Because again, range will go to, but not include the end mark. So we have to bump the layers up to 4. So that way the range list will actually be 1, 2, 3. And then what he did was he just added they just took the indexes that we already made, which was 1, 2, 3, and then we flipped it and added well then he added, yeah no he flipped it, yeah, 1, 2, 3, then went 3, 2, 1, took from 2 and 1, and then we get 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, which is what you want. And then from there just worked with that and like made code that solved the problem with like half the length of even the other shortest one I saw. Like that actually showed that it could solve the issue. And like the ability to do that is insane. Like that's actually, well, it means one of two things. It either means that you like that's all they know, so that's what they did, or they like understand the ins and outs of it enough that they can just use the most basic things to like solve these problems. Because that was actually something that I was pretty good at when working with computers. Was when I was doing my associate's degree, my instructor was relatively impressed by the fact that I could usually come up with a solution that didn't require a crap ton of moving parts. This is so yeah, this is so smart. I really want to save this. Um, I need to save it, and I need to save it in a way that like uh I understand what it is. Yeah, whoever did that, like that was so good. Programs can read. Oh wow, this is going straight into reading files. Huh. Yeah, I think yeah, my initial assessment is right though. Like MIT's course is very like theoretical and kind of like, well, this is like why these things work. And I'm assuming like down the line they teach you like this is how you read a file, this is how you write to a file, stuff like that. But like we still haven't talked about like reached the point in MOC where it's like classes, right? Like we're developing classes, which is slightly further along. I mean, you're still using like like stuff we've already learned, but they're like we're not in the advanced course in programming, and it's covering the content that I've been learning how to do in for the side project. Now I'm curious to see like how they handle it. And I'm curious to see if like maybe on this one I can redeem myself a little bit. Well, we'll see. Like I don't know, I've been saying it for a while. Their end of part problems have kind of been a little hit or miss, where I feel in this case it's not a case of they didn't, well, I guess it's kind of hit or miss in the part of like it still kind of falls into line where I don't feel like either program does a very good job of giving you problems to help you kind of think about how to use what you've like the knowledge you've used. Like nothing we learned in part 5 would have helped me to figure out the solution that that person figured out. And the solution they figured out works for the entirety of it. Of I'm pretty sure. Like I'm pretty sure if we ran that with like 26, it would probably run all of it. Oh, actually, it breaks. But either breaks or it's a display problem. It might be both. It might be a display issue. Yeah, it's a display issue. You guys won't be able to really see it, but it only looks weird because it's not like it shows the actual square. And like nothing in part 5 would have taught me how to like do that. Like it looks like a mess here, but that's just because the stuff's too small. Like if I open it up, see it's a perfect square. Well, technically it's a rectangle, but you get what I mean. So it's just like I don't know. And this isn't something that's just an issue with like the MOC and like specific. Like I just feel like in general a lot of like it's not like it's easy either, right? Like it's not easy to try to like make up problems that'll help everybody figure out how to like think outside of the box. But I feel like that sort of problem it might not have struggled as much if it was back in the previous loops. Because you didn't even need a nested loop to do that. And they didn't tell you anything specific. And it's just like, I don't know. Especially when, at least like with the MIT stuff, it's like the coding thing is you try to solve things as simply as possible because you need it to run efficiently. It's kind of like the way you do with coding. It's just, I don't know, it sucked because I could tell the steps I needed to do. I just couldn't figure out how to do it. That makes me a little depresso espresso, but it's all right. It's okay. Oh, kate, kateyaki. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but hello, welcome in. How's your week? All right, read a little bit of this next part, but our final break is coming up soon. I won't lie. Today's been like mildly mentally draining compared to some of the other stuff. This is why I don't think I could actually take over like the actual courses and be fine because I feel like I do a lot better learning from doing my side projects than I do from like actually doing the courses. Like, yeah, they teach me like cool things here and there, but I feel like I just learn so much better when it's like, here's a project, work on it. Like, okay, new file is a file. Do with the file can. Here we use method read, which returns in this case is through the file. You okay? Oh, good to hear. Good to hear. Example reads are also keeps track. Line and new file. Plus length equals total length. Okay, never mind. I don't understand. To be fair, this is actually like this is probably covering the next thing I was gonna work on the side project, so I'm probably gonna have to come back to this. Probably remember about this and come back to it on Friday. This Friday is when we will start working on it, and I should be done with the functions for finding the files. So we will see how that works out. We will see how that works out. Minus n find the file. But the print function also adds a line break by default. As the line breaks at the end, lines are removed with the replace method. It replaces each line break character with an string. This way the length of the lines are also calculated correctly. Mm-hmm. So work in writing file. So if I take this, it should go with open. Well, let's just print hello hello. And we'll have it count. That is not count. That is, I don't know how you spell count, but definitely don't spell like that. Uh, I was about to say that tonight I was gonna do more of this, but then I remembered that tonight is work night. It's gotcha night. Well, not really gotcha night. We're not gotching. I'm just gonna be grinding the event for Grambly, try to get the weapons. But I think so I didn't really have time today. I think tomorrow, maybe during like either dinner break, well, maybe including the dinner break today or while I'm like grinding the event, I think I might uh I might like try to search up some stuff for like big theta practice for tomorrow night because I really want to get that like figured out because after like looking up some stuff last night while I was like learning and like before I went to bed, it was like uh the gist of it was like I should have a decent handle on how to do that. And I'm going to try to learn as best as I can. All right. The thing is, I'm hoping this one teaches us how to um whatchamacallit. Like I wanted to I hope it goes in depth with the path stuff, like pathing through. Uh Especially when you when you want to like find a file that you know, which is going to take recursion, but yeah. Like I hope it covers that sort of stuff, which would be really nice if I could have that all in like one concentrated area. But we'll see. We will see what they got. I don't know. So far, I'd say like the MOC one, I kind of prefer over the MIT one. I like both. I feel like they both still come like teach you things. The MIT one, it'll kind of be more dependent on when we hit the problem sets to see what's in them. Because I was gonna start from 5, but I think I'm just gonna go through all of it and then start from 2, and then work my way up. Because that was the interesting part, right? Because in 5 we do open files, but that hasn't been covered in the lecture. So interesting. Well, I mean, it's kind of covered in the handout, but I don't know. I'm assuming in the lecture they have to be a cover for it. But in here, right, we're already covering it with the introduction to programming. It's just interesting to see the difference in, I guess, importance for what they teach. Because there's 26 lectures in the MIT one, and I don't think any of them are going to cover how to read write to a file in detail. Like they might touch on the subject, but I don't think they'll, in detail be like, hey, this is how you do it. Especially because the MIT site that I found, like the extra one that they had like extra problem sets on, which I think is like if you were just taking the online course for the current uh year for it is what it is. Um it stopped at just the class stuff. Like it didn't have anything past that. At least I didn't see anything. I could look again if I still have it open. Uh where is it? What's materials by lecture? I don't think I still have it open. I think I closed it because I was like, oh, there's nothing left in here. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I could try opening it again, see if it has anything else, but I don't think it did. That's so difficult. Well, for what? If it's over here, this is Python coding. If it's up here, this is like in this other corner. That's just Granblue going. But just trying to learn Python, even though we're on ending stream soon, the final break. So today was difficult, bro. Busted my brain to try to figure something out. Only to realize there's a extremely simple solution that was technically like I could have figured it out if I just understood how to use the knowledge that I had been taught properly. I might have to go back and like look through some of the code stuff for the MIT stuff, because I'm pretty sure that had like extra work in there. Followed along. Or like problems in there. I'll have to look into that to see if there's anything in there too. I don't know. I just need to try to get as much practice as I can on stuff. Like I need to work on my side projects. There is a website that has like it's like debugging, if I'm mistaken, is kind of what it's focused on. Like it gives you blocks of stuff Well, I think it has a mix. Is like it'll be like here, do this, and then in other cases it just be like here's a piece of code that doesn't work. Figure out what's wrong with it and fix it, kind of deal. Which I'm kind of waiting to finish the 2 courses before I try it because I did take a peek at it and I did like the most basic level thing, and my brain went, oh. I'm pretty sure. Well, to be fair, I also looked at it at like 1 in the morning, so probably not the best of ideas. That's when I got curious. I was like, well, might as well look at it now. But and then when I opened it, I was like, oh, I guess I was just like, yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing. I might look at it again like on a weekend or something when I'm not half brain dead if I have time with. 'Cause I'm pretty sure I'm probably gonna spend most of my weekends now like packing. Even though I did promise another Zenless stream this weekend, which by the way I have not worked on those events at all whatsoever. I know I said I was like, oh, I'm gonna finish this and then we'll go into it. No, I didn't. I haven't touched it at all. Period. Just nothing. I'm so tired though. I went to sleep late. And then I woke up like I guess at like normal people hours, or at least I set my alarm to wake up at normal people hours. I was like supposed to go off at like 9. And then my dog for some weird reason understands at what time like I have my alarm set, and then was just like, hey, how about I wake you up before your alarm again, even though you set it like 2.5 hours? Because my normal alarm is like 11:30. I usually go to sleep at like 3 in the morning. But he's like, how about I still wake you up early? And it's like, did you not say you didn't? But yeah. I think I'm just gonna call it there though. I'm tired. I'm gonna go downstairs to see what's for dinner. I don't know if they I'm just gonna scrounge some stuff together. But yeah, we'll be back tonight. Tonight it'll just be chill, Grand Blue and yapping. Probably looking through and trying to figure out what I'm gonna use that superlative ticket on. Hopefully we can get all the weapons tonight. Maybe even get the Wonder. Well, Wonder probably still be a bit. I'll probably have like full auto, like level. I think it's like level 120 has like the best XP to whatever. I don't know. I have to look it up. Oh no, I think it's like whatever the highest level is. I'll probably just have it run like 160 or something until it's done, which is what I think I did last time. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm tired. My brain's dying. Thank you everybody for watching. Sorry that it was literally just like 2.5 hours of me, or 4.5, well, 3.5 hours of me just like crying in a corner because I did. But it was our day. Have a good day. It was our day for yourself. Stay safe, Sajid. Do see you in this one. Bye bye.